Hi Libra, my name's Jason. Thanks for visiting my channel. This is your general tarot reading for mid-October 2018. That is the last 2 weeks of October. I've already given the cards a pretty good shuffle. Let's find out what's happening, what the cards say is happening for you. Okay, you begin with the Empress. Okay, so you go into the second half of October with the Empress energy. You may be feeling very fertile and sexy at the moment. You're feeling quite grounded. You're feeling in control of there's quite a strong sensual feeling around. So perhaps you've been enjoying some just an increased sensuality. Okay, that's a start. We'll have a look and see how the rest of things play out. Okay, your task for the second half of October is to juggle whatever you're juggling, okay? And you might need to make a decision to relinquish a couple of things, okay? You'll see here the Two of Pentacles. In the background, those ships are rocking. So those ships are his, I'm feeling, and he's juggling, and he seems to be going okay, but those seas out there are pretty rocky. So to take some pressure off those ships, he may need to unload one or two of those responsibilities. But at the moment, it seems to be going okay. So your task is to decide perhaps whether you want to keep these responsibilities, all of these things on your plate going round and round, which something may need to go. If you have a look at those pentacles, they're going round and round in the infinity sign, okay? So sure, this guy's coping okay and could probably go on indefinitely that way, but where are those pentacles going? Are they growing somewhere? Are those ships coming in, or are the seas too rough for them to come and birth? So maybe we'll have a look at that a little later on. Your fears for the second half of October. Okay, so here's this extra work, this burden. So it looks like you're fearing that you're just going to have too much on your plate, basically. And so perhaps that's working in with the Two of Pentacles here, that you may need to get rid of some of these burdens here, okay? Maybe that's what that's saying here. Now, remember, this is in your fears position, so there may be a sign that even though you've got a lot of these burdens, a lot of these responsibilities, perhaps you're fearing letting them go. So there might be some control issues here. This card usually asks you to let things go. Okay, so if this is in your fears position, perhaps you fear losing control of whatever it is. So you've got like maybe a project or a couple of things on the go, and you're coping all right, but for something else to come in, you're going to have to drop some of these burdens to free things up, okay? So that the Ten of Wands is asking you to consider whether you should just drop some of this stuff so something new can come in, okay? Now, the best attitude for you to take, let something die, okay? So you're probably in a position now where you can let something go here. These cards are matching up very, very well here. There's quite a clear narrative here. Let something die so something else can come in. This is your best attitude card, the best position, okay? So most of us will know that the Death card really means the ending of something. Perhaps it's been coming for a while, or the planets are aligning for things to be able to fall away so some new growth can come. And so that's what the reading's telling me so far. Let's have a look at our results. If you let this thing die, or these things die, whichever need to die, then the result or the outcome of your efforts will be new horizons. You'll be able to plan clearly with a clear mind. Look at this person's with the Three of Wands here. He's looking out over a clear space, okay? Plenty of room. I'm thinking there that he's got clear thought. He can go in any direction there, okay? So he's really feeling empowered now that he's got rid of some of these burdens. You can really make some new plans and start something new, okay? The wands represent new things, some fire energy to get things going and to be able to plan. So that's what we have so far. I'm just not sure about this Empress card here. Maybe we'll talk a bit about the Empress here and find out why is the Empress card in the You Now position. You're probably feeling already that there has been a sense of sensuality here. I'm not sure if it's related to the rest of the reading. Okay, we'll see what we can get out of or from the Empress here. I'm noticing here that there seems to be a detachment from, so before we go there, let's have a look at this card. There's the Empress, and then she has the sign of Venus, or the sign of love and relationships, romantic usually, and that's next to her. So she's not actually carrying that on her, she's got that next to her. So there seems to be that she has a separation of her love life from the rest of her life. So perhaps she's taking on a work focus or some other focus that, you know, look, love is going to have to take a back seat for a while, Libra. Perhaps you're feeling like that at the moment. Okay, and you're concentrating on your work commitments because you're very busy here juggling these things here. Okay, but the message is that you might be needing to get rid of this burden here. That way something can die off and something fresh can come in, and that fresh thing, whatever it is, when it dies or when the last thing dies, then you'll have clarity of thought. Okay, so what kind of things might you need to relinquish here? So I think we've dealt with the Empress there. Basically, I'm seeing that you've separated your relationship from your work aspects of life, Libra. So perhaps that's what your focus is at the moment. It's about work, okay? Especially with the Two of Pentacles here. So why is the Two of Pentacles here? Okay. All right. There's a six. This is a card of victory. Okay, so you're heading for some kind of acknowledgement or recognition. You're doing something. Your task for the month is to do this work here that the juggler has, the Two of Pentacles has, and you're heading towards this recognition, this victory. Okay, so it's a pretty strong and powerful card of support. If you do manage to just juggle this for a while, then you looks like you're going to be receiving some kind of accolades, some kind of really perhaps public recognition, a leadership position perhaps. Okay, so maybe you're doing this extra work, you're juggling all these things here for this kind of recognition. You might just need to ask yourself, do you really want this recognition? Is it worth it? Okay, and maybe it is, you know, but that seems to be why you're doing it. So there seems to be the light at the end of the tunnel here. You're doing all this work because you've got some recognition in mind. So you want some recognition. Maybe it's a promotion, and that's why perhaps you've separated your relationship from the work aspect of your life. Okay, you're worried about dropping this burden here. Okay, you're worried about losing this control, perhaps because you're worried about losing that recognition that you might be getting. So I think, is this recognition worth going through this work? And even though it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere at the moment, you seem to be handling it pretty well, but is the recognition worth all this extra work? Which I'm seeing here, look, these pentacles, they're just going round and around and around. Yeah, okay, so everyone might say, oh yeah, look, Libra's a great worker. Yeah, fantastic. But what are you producing? Are you producing anything valuable? Okay. Are you afraid to lose control of these? Are you afraid to drop these burdens for some reason? The best attitude here is saying, just let something drop, let something go. Okay, it's not worth it, maybe. It's up to you. Okay, but if you do drop it, then look, fresh, clear space, awareness. Look at all that yellow in the in the card there, that's a symbol of clarity of thought and awareness, okay? And you've got plenty of wands there to light the fires for your next project. All right, so let's have a look and see, well, what kind of thing needs to die? What needs to die? Why is the death card here? Why is the death card here for Libra? Okay, what needs to die? Okay, this is a sign of walking away, okay? This is asking you to walk away from an unbalanced situation. The Eight of Cups here, see how the bottom row of cups there, there are more on the bottom than there are on the top. That's not balanced, and so this person's walking away under the moonlight. Okay, so this, perhaps they've been working late at night, perhaps you've been working longer hours, and the best attitude, you're saying, well, stop working and walk away. Okay, perhaps that's what it's asking you. Why work so hard for this recognition, which might not really be worth it in the long run? It's sort of like a shallow kind of a win. Okay, so that's what this card's telling us here. Don't be afraid to walk away from an unbalanced situation. Are you getting out of it what you're putting into it? It wouldn't surprise me if the Six of Cups came up here, or the Six of Pentacles came up here, sorry. Let's have a look. Now, what else can you tell us about the Eight of Cups? Why is the Eight of Cups there? Okay, and we have the Four of Swords. Okay, so you need a rest. Okay, the Four of Swords talks about having a rest after a lot of hard work. Okay, back in the day, the story I'm reminded of the story of the knight who comes home from battle, and they used to lay in a coffin to reflect on the victory they just had and how it could have been, they could have been one of those people laying slain out on the battlefield. And so this is asking us really to let something die, walk away, and take a rest. Okay, that's the best attitude. This is in the best attitude position. Okay. Now, what opportunities are there for you? So if you make some room in your life, make some room in there, what might come? Okay, Three of Wands at the moment, so you've got a clear head for clear planning. Okay, why is the Three of Wands there? What kind of planning can come from this relinquishing of responsibilities? Okay, and we have here Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so a steady, stable kind of flow will come, Libra. Okay, so you'll be able to plan for something long term. The Knight of Pentacles, even though he's a slow-moving knight, he's very sure-footed, dots the I's, crosses the T's, and thinks in the long term. Okay, so you get through this initial set of responsibilities and drop the burdens that you don't need to have, and then that'll clear the way here for planning for this Knight of Pentacles energy, which represents stability, long-term sure-footedness. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles will have a good retirement fund, probably stronger than any of the other knights. Okay, so that's what we've got here for you, Libra. I really hope that resonated for you. Please leave a comment, give me some feedback if you like, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you in November.